What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. Today's a little smaller, fun video on the channel. It is who will be LA Knight's mystery opponent on SmackDown next week. Now, I said this in the previous video, talking about who will dethrone Chelsea Green. I have not been feeling well, so I didn't really get to watch SmackDown, but one of the highlights on SmackDown when I did get to watch it was obviously the mystery opponent for LA Knight. We're going to go through a list of people who could possibly be surprise opponents for LA Knight. I'm going to talk about who I think are the actual favorites, but it's in no particular order. I will say, though, that if we have other surprises later on in the future, it will probably be these people. So, other than that, let's get started. Actually, let me start off by saying this. LA Knight, I am so sorry. If these are certain people, you're really about to lose first round. My God. First off, let me say Ethan Page is a probable one that I would really like. I think because this is on SmackDown, they could actually be debuting someone to put them on SmackDown, or they could be just showing someone to show someone for the future. I do believe Ethan Page, though, if he would debut, he would go on SmackDown. Now, I say Ethan Page, and I actually believe Ethan Page could be a really good one, in my opinion, because one, Ethan Page was just on this following SmackDown. Two, Ethan Page looks like when he gets called up, he might join a gimmick with Chelsea Green. And three, I think that's just about it. I don't need three. I don't think it's a stretch to say Ethan Page will actually get called up here soon, and I don't think it's a stretch to say Ethan Page could get called up with the North American Championship doing double duty, then lose it for a Canadian, thing going on. But I still want to mention Ethan Page because I think it's a pretty good chance Ethan Page could be the mystery opponent. Let's go to TNA and other indie kind of shows. Matt Cardona could be a really good pick here. Now, I wonder if they would do him on SmackDown or would do him on another show, because I think personally, I really would want a Matt Cardona if somebody has some stuff going on with, LA Knight, or not LA Knight, with John Cena. Now, I got to be honest with you, Matt Cardona, love him to death. I don't think they'll let him go on this SmackDown show. For some reason in my head, I don't think they want to put him on the main roster. Fine if NXT, not main roster, which I wonder if they would even put him on the main roster, would he lose right away? Because I don't think he'll win. So we'll have to see, especially because of will he beat an LA Knight? My God, that would be insane. But Matt Cardona, still going to mention here because I think it could be a possibility. Wow, went from Ethan Page, Matt Cardona, both the Chelsea Green stuff. Wow, that's crazy. This would be a pretty good surprise. I think this isn't a far-fetched. I think if I'm looking at favorites, he's up there. Because to be honest with you, I wonder if Gunther debuts back on SmackDown. I feel like if Gunther's now debuting back on SmackDown, he kind of stays on SmackDown, and to be quite frank with you, absolutely kills on SmackDown and wins this tournament. Could we be looking at a Royal Rumble winner to defeat Cody Rhodes and become the Undisputed Champion? I think it's a good possibility. So, want to mention it, just want to say it. I believe that Gunther should be someone to consider. Another one of my favorites is truthfully Trick Williams. Now, with Lash Legend coming up, Trick Williams, they're dating, right? They're dating. I think there's a good possibility Trick Williams comes up as well to SmackDown, where I think SmackDown has a lot of possibilities. Now, to be honest with you, I want him to come up through the Open Challenge, Philly Dragunov. Doesn't look like we'll go that way, but I do believe Trick Williams is still likely someone that could possibly debut on this and then come up through another kind of way. I think Trick Williams LA Knight too, that would be a pretty good feud. But I see honestly a Trick Williams going to SmackDown, maybe trying to team up again with Carmelo Hayes and leading to some type of feud. But I think, man, I just really want Trick Williams to debut with the Open Challenge and win the title, or Obafemi obviously, but Trick Williams here, still need to mention, just makes too much sense. This one is the one that I think, I don't know the contract status, so obviously me not knowing the contract status, I'm still going to throw it out there, and I think LA Knight has the best possibility of having a feud with Chris Jericho. I keep saying it a weird way. But I feel like if we're not looking at contract situation and everything, and we're looking at people that I think could be signing with WWE, Chris Jericho's right there. And I don't know if it's already out. I don't know if it hasn't come out yet. I don't know what it is. If he is expired, then likely we're looking at Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just saw a score from a football game. My God. Then like we are looking at Chris Jericho to be if it is expired with LA Knight. If it's not expired, we're looking later on in the year like Royal Rumble. I think Royal Rumble would make more sense though in Saudi, and they might save it for that. But Chris Jericho, John Cena, I mean, makes sense. Having him come back against an LA Knight could work out well. I'm just going to mention it, but I think they save it to Rumble. This is the one that I keep coming back to, and I keep thinking, if there's a way they want to really make someone look like a dominant force coming off of NXT, it's Obafemi. I think if you have Obafemi debut and beat LA Knight, you're starting off showing Obafemi is killer. And I think could have him on SmackDown, keep him on SmackDown, but I really do believe in Obafemi coming to the main roster and having a match against LA Knight. Destructive. Could be destructive. It wouldn't be shocking to me, though, if Obafemi had a good chance of coming to answer that open challenge, and that's how he debuts. But also at the same time, it's hard for me to see that. I really do believe right now that Obafemi should be the one to dethrone Ilya Dragunov when it happens. But for now, I am going to say Obafemi more than likely will be debuting through this tournament instead. It makes sense to do it with LA Knight. To be honest with you, it makes total sense. This one is kind of because we haven't seen him in a while, and I'm scared WWE is going to be very bland about this surprise and mystery opponent. It could just be Randy Orton. And they could be just saving this because it's like, oh, he's part of John Cena's history. It's so good for him. But I think, honestly, Randy Orton makes a ton of sense to be re-debuting in this term. I just hope it's not Randy Orton because I think it's a waste of a mystery spot, if you want to be completely honest with you. Randy Orton can come back in an instant. It's still a shocker to anybody. Put someone else in this tournament. Come on. I think a lot of people's hopes are high, so you might kill him if it's just Randy Orton because a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's Edge. Not going to be Edge. Oh my God, I said Chris Jericho. Oh my gosh, it's Trick Williams, Obafemi, yada yada. And it's just about Randy Orton. Might not be good. And my last one, and who I think is probably the favorite, and I think is the best chance, if I had to rank them honestly, or just the people I actually think it's likely to be, it's Joe Hendry, Obafemi, Gunther, Trick Williams. Those are the four that I'm looking back at, and I'm like, okay, here's a good chance. And Ethan Page. Ethan Page is a good one to say. Joe Hendry, though, just makes sense. LA Knight versus Joe Hendry would be a nice feud, but I think LA Knight would have to be the heel in some sense. But having Joe Hendry here, he's a TNA star. It makes sense to have a TNA star be in this tournament in some sense. Throw Joe Hendry in the mix. I think LA Knight also would get a win. That means I don't think they would let Joe Hendry win. I think LA Knight would be able to have a decent match with Joe Hendry, and then ultimately LA Knight win. Maybe that's the route they go, and they're giving LA Knight the mystery opponent that ultimately he's going to win against. But I'm scared it is still going to be NXT or TNA talent, not Joe Hendry, that they're going to try and push. But what I mentioned, Joe Hendry, I think this is probably the favorite. I think it would be the biggest surprise. I think the reason why he didn't say his name is because he will appear. So Joe Hendry is the one I picked. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.